Hey guys, this is Emilio with RMS Customs and Fab here in SEMA. Wanted to present to you guys the 69 Camaro that we just finished actually building for SEMA. This Camaro is a Commando. A lot of custom has been done on this car. What we ended up doing is that we fabricated all the tube chassis and stuff like that. It has actually inner and outer tubs. This is just to strengthen up the carbon fiber fenders. A lot of this stuff has been 3D printed and designed. Our good friend Philip at Kiwi Designed, he actually helped us out with a lot of the stuff on that. And a lot of stuff has been fabricated. Everything's usually fabricated in-house. Engine was actually built in-house. It's a 427 1401 compression with about a little over a 700-inch lift cam, Jezel aluminum lightweight rockers, has a Wagner accessory drive system with the daily oil pump system on the car, so it's a dry sump. All the brake systems, as far as hydraulics, we got Tilton clutch brakes, cylinders on it, and a slave. And then for brakes, we're using AP brakes on this vehicle, the AP 500s, I believe. Yeah, so this is definitely one of the cars that we've been working non-stop, running on zero sleep. We ended up leaving the shop at about 11:30 on Sunday, and we got here about 6:30 on Monday, dropping off the car. Didn't even go home, take a shower or nothing. I mean, literally, I still had my work clothes on and everything, and yeah, so it was just crazy. My crew, the guys at the shop, I mean, they were just busting ass. I was just trying to get as much hours as I can out of them because I knew what it was going to take, and they were actually there sticking out with us. We had a lot of guys helping out in this build. It's not just RMS. I want to thank Rudy from Renown Restoration for actually loaning out some guys to us so they can help out, cut and buff the car. Adam at Alite auto renovations, that guy, he came out and started and helped us out with some body work on the vehicles itself. Brian at So It Seems came in and did the interior, finished out the interior and stuff. And then, like I said, we also had Philip and his guy came out here, and they also were involved with a lot of design stuff as far as on the engine bay. I give them a little bit of the free hand and just see what he can come up with, and then we can tweak it from there. But a lot of the stuff that he actually just came out and designed and stuff, and he presented it to us, we roll with it because that guy has an awesome imagination, and we can't say much about Brian and them as far as the design that they're able to bring out of their mind, into reality. So also too, a lot of the suspension on this vehicle. We have Penske shocks, race shocks on here. These are double adjustables. We ended up going with the TCI front and rear suspension. It's been modified. It has the RMS custom aluminum spindles that we run C7 hubs. The car does have Bosch ABS system on it, so it's all adjustable ABS system on the vehicle itself. It is running a full Motec system on the vehicle itself. So with Motec, we have the capability of doing everything that we want to. P2 Fabrication is going to be doing the wiring on the car. Garret, the owner of the vehicle, he ended up, he's a good friend with him, and he's a good guy, so he came out and contracted him to come wire out the car while we were able to finish out the vehicle itself and concentrate on other things that we had to. So, but a lot of the stuff that we ended up doing on this vehicle that's custom, Philip at this, he ended up designing the new doors. Garret wanted to keep all the design that we had on the rendering as much as possible, so we ended up making these headlight covers. They're all machined and done. Philip ended up making these. I told him what I was looking to get done out of this, and he ended up taking these out. So we ended up doing all these grill covers to match the main grill itself. And then another thing that we ended up doing on the vehicle itself was, besides this, is doing these custom air boxes. So we actually using those the bottom scoops, and which that's where the air comes out through these air boxes. The car is called Commando, like the movies from Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what we ended up doing, we ended up trying to bring some little design stuff here and there, the vehicle itself, just to complement the movie and the vehicle itself. The car does have carbon fiber, the hood, the deck lid, the valance, the doors, the lower window valance. The only thing that remains steel on the car is the roof and the quarter panels. Pyramid Optimus designed all the interior on this vehicle itself. And Brian came in and did all the covering and did all the fitment on it, and as well as we did as well. And then Pyramid also designed the shifter plate itself and got all that in. And our guy at Ricardo from RG Tech, he ended up doing the bezel for the screen. So he was involved in that, and then also his battery switch cut off. That's also from RG Tech Services. He's actually from Holland, so if you guys ever want to check out some of his stuff, go on Instagram, RG Tech Services, and you can see some of his stuff. Some of the other stuff that we ended up doing with on the car, I got with Ricardo for the exhaust tip. I knew what I wanted to do with it, and we ended up going with that design. So it's actually a full oval to a round exhaust. And we came out with the center. I will say this, I think this might be the first Camaro that actually has a fuel cap. You got the license plate and a center exhaust. It's either one or the other, whether you have the exhaust, you keep your license plate and your fuel cap, but then you put the exhaust on the sides, or you want the fuel cap and people move the license plate in the center, and then people want the exhaust in the center. So it was definitely something that we had to play with and design and reconfigure many times, trying to see how we're going to make it work, but we were able to do it and still keep the ground clearance. We don't want that lower valance to look like it's hanging really low, just to have exhaust, just to clear the exhaust or have that center exhaust. It has a full carbon fiber diffuser. The carbon fiber diffuser is actually got with Zach. Zach on design. He ended up machining the mold out of this, and then we ended up he ended up making the whole carbon or the whole diffuser, which is all one piece. He ended up doing the whole mold. He ended up doing the carbon fiber infused and everything. So we got that all fitted. Now the other thing that we got is our RMS tail lights, which we finally have these up and running, and they're actually for sale in production. So this is a full housing tail light. So basically has a connector in the back. All you got to do is just wire it in, and then you can plug them in and out. If you ever need to remove them, it's really easy. As you can see, there's no bleed spots. We wanted to do a tail light where actually you don't see individual LEDs where it bleeds through or it's not fully lidded. So we ended up with Zach. He ended up and his guys ended up coming through and figuring out how we can have a full tail light system and be fully lit and see no bleed throughs. So we got the fuel cap that we have here. It's also from Ricardo, our RG Tech Services. He ended up, this is one of his fuel caps, and we designed made some tweaks on one of the ones that he designed on, and that's what we came up with. And but yeah, it's been a long process on building this car, because this is something that we wanted to make and do right. But at the end of the day, I think we're happy with the results on how everything came out. One of the I'm going to show you this on the handles on the vehicle itself. These are the RMS custom handles. So basically, the same thing. It has bearings. We wanted M-grade bearings because we wanted it to be as smooth, and we also integrated finger grips. So it's all smooth. And we have two types. We have an aluminum housing where you can pan it. So like if you have a carbon fiber door, or if you have a fiberglass door or anything like that, the aluminum housing can actually be bonded in. And then we have the steel housings where we can actually weld into the doors itself. The side scoops, this is another thing that we got with Zach. Zach ended up designing and making these side scoops right here. So this is actually going to be where the air brake ducting goes through. It goes through here. It goes in through inside, and then we got some piping coming out for the rear for the rear brake ducts coming in. So everything that we have on this car, it's not just for looks. It actually has a purpose for the vehicle itself. But we also wanted to make it look cool and not just stick something on there just to kind of make it look like a race car. So we wanted to make it flow. But yeah, and then the car itself, we wanted to show you is, if you go in here, it has a full Kevlar setup. This is so awesome. Originally we had a carbon fiber style that we wanted to go with, but because of the green of the Kevlar, it just popped a lot better, and then be able to have and just break stuff off. So and then we ended up, if you look right here, we ended up custom fiber on the inside of on the doors. We ended up making that scuff plate with Commando's logo on there, and then and the full roll cage is all built in house. Everything was all done. It was kind of a pain in the ass in there trying to get in and out, but I was able to do it. But yeah, we made it functional. We have the boxes in the back where we're actually able to put weights on there, and able to make the vehicle as much center balance as possible, and not be able to have to add weight to the front, not add to the weight to the back as much, because we did take a lot of weight out of the car. We know we got to put weight back on the car, and we wanted to make sure that if we've got to put weight, we can put weight back in the middle, so the vehicle can be balanced a lot better than just front or rear. Another thing that I wanted to go over with is we ended up doing with these Ring Brothers carbon doors. We ended up doing with this. We ended up doing just something that really complemented the look of the vehicle. So we ended up doing with this itself. I think this is one of the things that that really popped out on the doors on the as far as the carbon mirrors. I didn't know what mirrors we're gonna go with this car. There's been so many of them, and we just didn't want something bulky, but we wanted some design. And Ring Brothers, they come out with some awesome stuff. So that was one of the mirrors that we ended up putting on there. And then again, the accessory drive system on this vehicle, it's a Wagner system, which is, I got with Wagner, and they actually ended up telling me exactly what I was going to need to make everything going. I wanted to make sure that this vehicle could rev up, 7,500 plus RPMs, and not have any issues with belts flying off, or pumps going out, and so they were able to put everything together on the vehicle itself. This car does have a lot of detail on it, a lot of time on the vehicle itself. So I think that at the end of the day, with all the detail that's been done on the car itself, hopefully, the work, people can appreciate the work and the detail that's been done to the vehicle itself as much as we do. Because this is not just your regular Camaro. This is, I want to say, the whole car is 95% custom on the car. Maybe the only 5% that's left on the car is just maybe the body structure, the frame structure, but everything else on the vehicle it's all custom and custom done. So, but again, yeah, this is Commando, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as we did building the car, and you guys will see it out there in the racetrack at Optima. That's where the owner is planning on running the vehicle itself. He's also, depending on the series, he might run time attack on the vehicle itself. We still got some stuff that we got to finish up the car. Right now it doesn't have a rear spoiler. The car looks really, really good without having a rear spoiler and a front spoiler. I haven't seen a Camaro like this. Usually when you see a Camaro, the first thing you see it's going to have a rear spoiler, but this car actually doesn't have one, and we've been very surprised on how the vehicle looks with not having a rear spoiler. It gets getting so much attention. When we started pushing it on the trailer, we were blown away how good it looks without it. And but it will have a front splitter, it will have a rear spoiler, and it would have side skirts. Those are actually in the process of being made. It's all going to be carbon fiber as well, because anything that we add on the car, we want to add as much light as we can, so we can control the weight and not just add weight just because, But yeah, so keep an eye on the vehicle on social media. You guys will definitely see it. Once we get it up and running, we'll make another video of it and being on the dyno, you know, and get everything up and going. And then so hopefully we pull out the numbers that we want. I won't say the numbers. We have an idea as far as what we're kind of looking for, but hopefully we'll pull out the numbers that we're looking for. So, but yeah, keep an eye out. Again, this is Emilio with RMS Customs and Fab. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, our RMS_Customs_Fab, and then check us out at RMS Customs and Fab on Facebook. And you can check out all the cool stuff that we've been doing, updates, and all the projects that we have going on the shop itself. And we'll see you guys in the future. Thanks.